So recently, Chris Tucker did a stand up set in Las Vegas at the Wynn. And during his set, he revealed he's been celibate for 3 years and said his decision is tied to his Christian faith and his desire to wait for marriage. And after reading this, I went straight to the comments. And the comments were doing what comments do. People were debating whether it's celibacy or abstinence and pulling out dictionary definitions, explaining why everybody else was wrong. And I thought, okay, but can we talk about the experience for a minute? Hi, and welcome back to Low Unmuted. This is my 2 cents, a short segment where I share a thought, an observation, or a question that's been sitting with me. And I invite you to think about it too. I'm your host, Lo, and today's topic is celibacy or abstinence, whichever you choose, because I've done both. Listeners, there was a time when I went almost 2 years without intimacy, but honestly, I wasn't sitting around saying I was celibate. I had moved to a new state, didn't know anyone, wasn't dating, and that's just how things unfolded. But after my encounter, I realized something about myself. I realized I wanted connection more than I wanted intimacy. So I made a decision and entered into a new chapter of my life called celibacy. And what surprised me is that it doesn't feel restrictive. Listeners, I think people assume you're sitting around fighting temptation every day or counting the days on the calendar. At least for me, that's not what it's been like. But what I have noticed is that I've gotten really comfortable with myself. And maybe that's the part people don't talk about enough. When you're no longer looking for someone to fill a space in your life, you actually have to sit with yourself. You have to figure out what you enjoy, what matters to you, what you're willing to tolerate, and what you're not. And I don't know, maybe that's why I feel so different about relationships now than I did 10 years ago. Because I don't think I'm looking for the same thing anymore. Now, when I was younger, chemistry could convince me that something was deeper than it actually was. And now I find myself paying attention to entirely different things, such as, can we have a conversation? Do I feel safe with you? Do I trust what you're saying? And do your actions line up with who you say you are? Those things matter more to me now, and it's actually where the attraction starts. And honestly, I think that's one of the gifts this journey has given to me. Now, don't get me wrong. It's not that I stopped wanting connection. If anything, I wanted more. I just want the real thing, which is emotional, spiritual, and relational intimacy. Anyway, that's my 2 cents. For those of you that have been on this journey, what has it taught you about yourself? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know that in the comments. And I'll see you back here on Wednesday. And until then, stay unmuted.